This video is going to be for you macro lovers. Today we're checking out the Nisi close-up lens kit. Essentially a lens that you screw on the front of your already existing lens to give it macro capabilities. We're breaking down its form and features today, everything that you need to know about it to determine whether or not you should be considering it. As well, we're going to look at other options like big expensive macro lenses, as well as extension tubes and see how they compare. Let's check it out. Guys, if you're anything like me, you don't like carrying around a ton of gear. It weighs a lot, it costs a lot, so I like to have as much versatility and, well, small size that I can. Enter the Nisi close-up lens filter. You never know when that perfect macro shot's gonna be right in front of you. Nature rarely gives us any warning, so it's nice to have something so small, so light to throw in your bag and have that versatility when you need it. So we're gonna jump in and show you exactly what this thing can do in the real world, but first let's have a look at a quick unboxing to see what you actually get with it. So let's have a look in the box. And like most of Nisi's stuff, it does come well packaged and does look nice. What's included is all that's needed. You get some paperwork, you get a step up and down filter, one size, and of course a nice carrying pouch and the lens itself. Now my favorite thing about this system is that it's just very simple and easy to use. The lens itself is a nice hefty piece of glass. It does have a little bit of weight to it, and you can tell it's well constructed with some added coatings. This particular model will fit 77mm filter threads, but there is a 58mm option as well. The small rugged case is a nice added touch and gives me confidence when I'm transporting it in my camera bag or wherever. Overall, a great build and size on this guy, but now let's have a look at this thing in action. So now let's have a look at the working distance with this Nisi lens filter, and here my 100 to 400's minimum focus distance is about 38 inches, which is very respectable. But when we throw on our macro filter here, as you can see, it changes drastically. And Nisi does recommend a 22 to 30 centimeter working distance, but you can see it cutting our working space in pretty much a third. And the autofocus does struggle here a little bit because of the crazy small depth of field. And with most things macro, I always recommend that you use manual focus as well as a tripod if possible. Just look how dramatic the difference is in what you're able to capture. Incredible. And here's a few real world differences for you that I did shoot on a tripod. This setup can be handy in several situations, from product photography to nature and everything in between. And of course it's better to have something and not need it than need it and not have it. So now that you have an idea about what this thing can do, let's talk about the differences between your other options. Of course, you can go out and buy a big expensive macro lens, and although you're going to get the best results, you're also going to pay a heck of a lot more. There's also a cheaper option, which is extension tubes. So let's quickly talk about all three and show you some pros and cons so you can decide which one's going to be best for you. So let's get the big one out of the way first, and that's price. If you don't have a big budget, then the macro lens is likely out of the question, costing from 5 to 10 times or more than your other options. Extension tubes can vary from about $25 to $250, and the Nisi close-up lens kit is currently going for about $139 US. Next, when it comes to performance, obviously the macro lens is going to take the cake in this regard because, well, that's what it's designed to do. It's going to have the best functionality, and not having any extra glass means the best optical quality as well. When it comes to ease of use, this is where it gets interesting. If you've done a lot of macro work using a mirrorless camera, you know that swapping lenses can easily lead to dust and debris on your sensor, which can in turn ruin the shot or make for lots of work in post. One of my favorite things about the Nisi close-up lens is that there's no lens swapping. Your sensor's never exposed because you're just screwing it onto any compatible lens. And another amazing feature is that you can use the Nisi close-up lens on pretty much any lens that you own using a step up or down kit. And unlike use with most extension tubes, you will keep all of your autofocus functionality, but do keep in mind that Nisi recommends that you do use this kit with a focal range between 70 and 300. Here's a few more examples of some things that I've taken with the Nisi close-up lens, and if you want some more tips and tricks as well as some more ideas on macro photography in general, here's an awesome video that I made. The bottom line with this lens is it's very convenient. It's easy to turn just about any lens that you own into a macro lens, and it's reasonably priced. You keep basically all of your functionality, and if you don't have a big budget or you're just getting into macro photography, it's definitely something to consider. So I hope that comparison helped you out as well. And that's going to be it for this review of the Nisi close-up lens. If I missed something or if you have a question, make sure you drop it down in the comments below. I also like to rate things on a scale from never think about again to consider to definitely buy. And in this case, if you are looking for an easy and versatile macro system without spending a bunch of money, I'd definitely consider this one. If you're ready to pick this lens up, if you're ready to buy it, I will leave affiliate links down in the description for you. And like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.